Good afternoon. The time is 1240 p.m. The time is 1240 p.m. The date today is the 3rd of January 2020. The 3rd of January 2020. The day today is Friday. Friday. In Hebrew Iconology T993, Friday is the 6th day of the week in the Hebrew calendar. And if the soul is born to a male, in the Akan dialect is Kofi, in the Ga dialect is Kufu. If it's born to a female, in the Akan dialect is Efia or Efua, like my daughter, Olivia Efia. And the characteristics of this soul is said to be creative, adventurous, and innovative. Just like President Trump, just like my daughter, creative, adventurous, and innovative. My name is Kojo. It means I'm the Monday born. If I was a female, I'll be Adowa, the dance of grace. Our soul's characteristics is Bajo, the calm and peaceful children. We're going to save Ghana today. Kofi, every Friday born. Efia, every Friday born. Kojo, every Friday born. Adowa, every Monday born. Adowa, every Monday born. And the rest of the days, whoever wants to get involved. But we're going to start off with a story in a tiny little country, well, quite a big country, called Ghana. We're simply going to talk about maths to save the world, and we're going to change the name of a place. These are the two things we're going to talk about. The first thing is, I'm going to show you this, yeah? We're going to speak in English and then we're going to switch into Tree, but everything will be explained in both languages. Yeah? Okay. In my country, just like in English, we have alphabets. Our alphabet is called phonetic. The English alphabet is simply called alphabet. How do you spell phonetic? It's Phone, so PH1, TIC, PH1 tick. So the tick of a PH1 device. What's a PH1 device? A phone. A phone device. We're phonetics. We're also oralists. The first thing I want to point out to you is how my people count. How my people count. It is very significant because it is the true way of counting. So we're going to go back to ancient way of counting. I'm going to show you your true age and why in God's eyes you never grow. And this would also explain some of the ages people lived in the Bible. It would explain how someone lives 900 years or more. Okay. In Hebrew Iconology tree, we count from 1. We don't count 0. 0 is not a number available to us in the physical world. So watch. Let's start from 1. Sorry, if I can't really say all of them here, forgive me, but watch. Starting from 1. Baako, mienu, miensa, anan, enum, ensia. Yeah, I'm on 6. I'm stuck. Yeah, and then we keep going. Yeah, all the way to 10. Yeah, when we get to 10, Number 10 is called do. This is the significant. I got gifted 10. Yeah, 10 things to give the world, 10 things to give life, 10 things to give Ghana, to give the world. Yeah, that's why we have to explain number 10, but in the Hebrew context. So the number 10 is said to be do. So just to make it easy, let's use the English names for numbers, but then when we get to 10, yeah, we use the Ghanaian name for numbers to because we're only actually concentrating right now on the number 10, yeah, which is called do. Okay, so let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, do. So when they get to 10, they say do. What does the word do mean? Do means I have arrived. Medru. Yeah, the word do, when you have arrived at your destination, yeah, do, you have arrived. So we're counting, innit? And we had to get somewhere, because counting has a beginning and should have, if you're counting something, there's an amount in front of you. So you're eventually going to hit a number that's the last number. Well, my people say the last number is the last number you can reach. And the last number you reach is do. Why do they say that? Yeah, because understand this, life works in 9 cycles. This is not me talking, this is facts, this is scientific, this is in most of the religious Hindu texts, in English Christianity texts, this is in every text, 9 cycles. But it is also in nature. It is what? Also in nature. Why? We have to go by our clock, the human clock. Yeah, the human, yeah, naturally, yeah, is conceived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. After 9, you reached somewhere. Where have you reached? What do? You have arrived, you have reached. After 9 months, you are born. So numbers, there are only actually 9 numbers. 1 to 9. 10 is not a number. 10 is a repetition. Yeah, to carry on counting. But the problem is this: 0 never appeared, yeah, in the beginning. So 0 is not part of actual factual numbers. 1 appears at the beginning, and then we carry on all the way to 9, and then 1 appears again. But then 0, which doesn't appear in the first set of numbers, is then added. It's taken out of nowhere, and then is added to 1, and then now we've got the number 10. The number 10. Because we have accepted the 0, which came out of nowhere and was added to the 1 and made number 10, instead of the numbering system working like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, reached. But what have you reached? You have reached a cycle, but it is your first cycle. So in terms of pregnancy, you have reached the cycle of pregnancy in 9 steps. The 10th step is to be delivered, to reach. In terms of just normal life, yeah, you have been born, yeah, and this is how your age works. This is how your age should work, yeah? We say a year is 365. Listen to me very carefully. We say 1 year is 55. Or is it? No, 54. 354 days in a year. Yeah? So, the day you're born, the count starts. Yeah? And then you're saying, what count? Well, the count, your age count starts. So, the first thing is this. The first 364 days, the first 154 days is one cycle called 1 year in our terms. But it's one. The second one that makes you technically 2 years is 2. The third one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You see, when you reach 9, in today's world, we say you are 9 years old. But you have just reached your first cycle in counting. So when you reach 9, your next number is reach. But what you have to remember, reach is actually 1. So it is actually the first time you are 1. Why? Because if for them to say you're 10, they have to take a number, yeah, that doesn't exist, yeah, in the physical realm, 0, and they bring it, and it changes your age from being 1 to being 10. It changes your age from being a child and being recognized as a child to getting closer to being recognized as an adult. In this case, yeah, it means, yeah, what we call 10 years, yeah, in today's calendar is actually a cycle of reached. And that means you started the count 54, and you have reached your first cycle, and your first cycle is what we call 10 years today, but it's actually your first age. You're 1 years old. When you're 20, you're 2 years old. When you're 30, you're 3 years old. 40, 4 years old. 50, 5 years old. 60, 6 years old. 70, 7 years old. 80, 80 years old. 8 years old. 90, 9 years old. 100, 10 years old. Years old. You have reached your first cycle of time. What this actually means, that in conversion with the current calendar, let's find out how old, yeah, or how many days. So it's 354, yeah, in each click. So in every 24 hours you have 1 hour. So what we call a year today is a click, is an hour, yeah, of a 24-hour cycle, is a click of a full cycle of a year. So watch. 354 days, which is what we call a year, that's 1, yeah, times that by 9, so you get 3,186 days. In 3,186 days, you become 9 years. in the 10th month, in the 10th year in today's calendar, you will be 3,540 days old, and you will be 10 years old. 10 years old. This is numbers for you. And all this is proven, is fact, is there. Now, we're going to change the name of a place. And then I'm going to tell you something quick. You see, there's a place in Ghana, yeah? It's called, or they say it's called, Nkwankwo. Nkwankwo. You see this place, yeah? Let me give you my reasons why they've got the name wrong. But there's a reason why they've got it wrong. And then I'm going to give you my reasons why the name I give you is right. And why thus they should change it. And this should be changed not only by chieftaincy rules, but by presidential mandates. And you will see why. They say the place is called Nkwankwo. Koko in England, in Tree means red. Red. Yeah, red. Koko. They say this place is called Nkwankwo. So watch. You see this place, you know what they do? Yeah. They've got clay. Yeah. The best clay in the world. Because as you know, ancient history will tell you that the Greeks didn't first make pottery. Yeah. The Africans first made pottery. They made some of the most lavish potteries. And then you find them everywhere in Africa, and then you find them in Egypt. They only recognize the Egyptian ones. They ignore the African ones because it's about killing our identity. It's about letting us think that we were never great. Yeah. But get this. Why? It's all in their land. It's all in their land. The clay in their land. This clay is so good. And get this. The clay is red. Yeah, the clay is red. So you think, whoa, that makes sense. Because why? You see, when Ghana in the ancient times, when we used to be people of culture, yeah, you see these people, they would have been rich people. Do you know why? Because we had entons. Enton is don't sell. But don't sell is your identity. There are 12 of them, just like in the Bible, 12 tribes. Each tribe had something that they were known for, and they were special. And that thing, yeah, as a group, we were going to allow them to use to make their money. So they will be known as making the best of whatever it is that they make. Others will be known as making whatever it is. But when we all come to the market, they will say, hey, the Nkwankwo this is the best, though. You go and get that from Nkwankwo people. Nkwankwo people will say, hey, this is the best from these people, or we go and get it. Trading. We traded what we have like that. But as times have broken down and other things have come in and rare this, rare that, we have sold the system. Because get this, in order for someone back then to be able to break into this system, that person had to be one of us. Yeah, it was the Hebrew way. You couldn't break it because we knew if we broke it, we're disadvantaging a brother and a sister. And we're not going to disadvantage a brother and a sister for you. So you see this place, yeah? This clay they've got, yeah? They make a thing in Ghana that infanti, which is a can. They call it a sanka. In tree, which is a can. They call it apotoria in English, which is derived from the alphabet language, which is Greek, which is derived, yeah, from the Egyptian language, which Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato took there, and the Egyptian language, which is derived from an African source. So English then ends up coming back to its origins. Yeah. So what? Apotoria in one aspect, in one dialect, Asanka in another dialect. But what is Apotoria? What is Asanka? In English, we say a mortar and paste. A mortar and paste. Listen carefully to this. These people, yeah, they're not the only ones. There are different types of mortar and paste. But their mortar and paste is red because of their red clay. You see what I mean? Because of their red clay. And that would have been, they would have had the best. It's like saying, yeah, buying designer pottery. That's how it would have been like. If you want the red one, you went to Nkwankwo. If you went to if you wanted a black one, yeah, you went to another town, yeah, who are also known for making it, but these are made two different ways. Yeah, the shapes, the grooves on the inside. One, the black make the ones that make the black ones with the black clay. They make a round, come in a round circle, like the wheels of life, never-ending wheels of life. But the Nkwankwo people, the red ones, yeah, they groove it round, and then they make 4. So one straight line going through the middle, and then horizontally through the middle another one. So it creates 4 divisions. These grooves are actually to help with the grinding, but everyone has their different way. So let's concentrate on Nkwankwo for now. The other one, yeah, is just so special. But it's the name of Nkwankwo we want to change for a reason. You see Asanka, you see Apotoria, is going to save Ghana and most of Africa. Let me show you why. You see the clay they use, yeah? This clay, yeah, is a clay that bonds well. If you mix it with the right amount of water and the right amount of other ashes, yeah, if you get the mix right and you shape it into this Asanka, into this Apotoria, yeah, and then you bake it. So you introduce it to the sun, basically. You bake it, not just under the sun. You want intensive heat because you want it to solidify fast, yeah, but at the same time gentle. So they bake it for over 24 hours in a very special kiln, yeah. So watch this. What is the importance, yeah, of this particular dish they make with it? It's called Asanka Apotoria, or in English you would say, yeah, mortar and paste. You see, my people, yeah, they recognize that life, listen to this, life is made of 4 pillars, yeah. The Egyptians will tell you that too. Earth, water, air, and sun. The 4 tips of these 4 things coming together at a tip creates what we call the pyramid of life. So the human, you are 20% earth. It means you're not 100% earth. It means you're 80% short of perfection, right? But there are 20% of vegetation spread around this earth that it will grow you like a Super Saiyan, because it was what you are made of. You understand what I'm saying? So my people recognize this. So since they only had access right now to where they had and the plentiful vegetation they had, and my people, there's evidence, yeah, because there's evidence that Egyptians and blacks settled everywhere, yeah. But what my people did, they realized that to access life, so the 20% of you, the physical you that has to grow and become either a giant oak tree or a strong, handsome man like my son Franklin and me, yeah, like for this to happen, yeah, you needed to process, yeah, earth to get the best out of them. So understand this. You see, my people, they grind everything into a paste. Peppers into a paste, spices into a paste, tomatoes into a paste, onions into a paste, garlic into a paste, everything into a paste, and they mix it, yeah, and they mix it, and then they add it to the other staple diets. So for example, if it's meat, if it's fish, they can't do it otherwise. They always do this. But you see this apotoria, yeah, it is introduced to water 24/7 every time it's used. Sometimes after they use it, they leave it in water, yeah, and then they will come and wash it. And the best way to dry it is they leave it on fire. The fire will bake it again, continuous bake, slow gentle fire. It kills all the germs. There's no germs in this thing. Before you use it, you can bake it. Yeah, so understand this. This apotoria, this clay mix is strong. So a household could have an apotoria, yeah, that's older than all the kids in the house, because it will probably be the gift that the mom and dad, when they got married, got as part of what they're going to use to start their lives from their families. Yeah, and some of them, yeah, could be 20 years old or 21, and the first child will be 20 years old, and they will be heavily used, heavily worn. But do you see these grooves, whether they're round like the black lot, or whether they're round and then cut to divide into four like the red lot and cocoa lot, yeah, then it is still strong enough to last 20 years. They're very strong. But understand the significance of this item. Today we use the blender. Before the blender there was this. Why? Yeah, and it's healthier for you because it's made from earth, your earth. It doesn't add any metallic objects to you. You don't eat metal, you eat earth. So watch this, yeah. This thing is a lifesaver. Yeah, it's a life saver. Why? It's when you go into the medicine man's pot, yeah, in Ghana here, in Africa here, you're going to find a mortar and a paste. You're going to find apotoria. Not only does it deliver your medication to you in the form of food, it also delivers your food to you in the form of medication. My people will take spinach, fresh spinach, yeah, and they will just stick it, into apotoria, grind it, add garlic, grind it, add everything they need to add, grind them together, and they'll boil oil. They'll boil oil and just pour it on top of it. The concoction is so fresh that the leaves are still alive. They're gonna go inside you and heal you. You understand what I'm saying? And they do this to everything. This thing, yeah, helps to deliver life to you. It's a chemistry set. Apotoria is a chemistry set. Chemistry started in Africa. The word chemistry is derived from the word Kemet. Kemet is the capital of Egypt, because Egyptians are said to be the beginners of chemistry. But for chemistry to work, because chemistry, its meaning is the extraction, yeah, after the additions and subtraction. So you take this, you take that, you mix them, yeah, and you subtract what is in them, and that what you've taken out is the medication. Well, chemistry is the act of that. It comes from Africa, but it is not possible to extract anything. Say for example a nut. If you take a whole nut and you drop it into the chemistry valve and start boiling, the results won't be pretty. It will come out as boiled nuts. But if you want to extract from the nuts, you put it into apotoria. You first grind it into a paste, into a powder, whatever, yeah, and now you introduce that powder to water, and then introduce it to heat. And now you will extract what you need out of it. Oils, the best part. Yeah, because the physical part is fiber, it's for your growth. But the oil part also contains the DNA that is fast, because liquid travels faster than solids. So now you're going to be able to use the contents of that peanut in two ways. The fiber will attach, but the other contents will travel faster to where they need to get to oil, to grease, just like your cars. This thing is a lifesaver. In my country, in Akan, the word life, the word we say for life is, listen carefully, Nkwa. Nkwa. Remember, the name of the place is Nkwankwo. Nkwankwo. And the word we say is Nkwa. Nkwa. Yeah. Now, remember, I'm showing you the importance of what the people of Nkwankwo make. The importance of what they make, is they make a device. Not a dish, not a potteryware. A device which is a direct assistant of life. Of Nkwa. And I put it to you, that our culture recognized that what they made, was attached to life, direct attached to life. Hence why our culture denotes, and it is true, when you go the kinship system, you will notice that there will be a king of apotoria. Why would you be a king of dishes? It's because the dishes, were so important that someone had to be put in charge of them. And so, because it's attached to life, that person was literally king of life, or king of an aspect or device for life. So get this, Nkwa. When you have an apotoria, it means you have life. When you touch an apotoria, it means you have touched life. Because you're about to add chemistry to your life. You're about to do what the pharmacy. So listen, you're about to do what my other ancestors, the pharaohs, claimed they were doing for you. But we know that the pharaohs were geared on capturing the mind to enslave the body. The pharmacy, it is the same practices. Why? The word phar, P-H-A-R, it denotes, the house of. The word phar means, the house of. And then pharaoh, row. So the word pharmacy, it only denotes the medicine of the pharaohs. But the medicine of the pharaohs was never to heal you. It was to enslave you, to make you believe that the pharaohs were gods. You understand what I'm saying? So they were enslaving you and killing you. So they were taking you with down the channel of life and enslavement. But the Akans, because they recognized that your medication was in your hands. Everyone had an apotoria and a sanka, and you were told, this tree does this, that tree does this, this herb does this, this herb is good for that, this herb is good for this, this herb is good for that. It was free. Basically, they turned everyone into a doctor, their own doctor. But they had specialists who delved deeper, because the idea was that if you was a natural doctor and you sustained your health, then the people that were found in these specialist places will be far in between. It will be the people that are broken bones, because you are healthy. You've been taking care of yourself, medicating yourself daily. So apotoria is directly connected to life. So understand this. It placed an importance on Nkwankwo, but Nkwankwo was not the name. People think that is the name because the clay was no. The name was Nkwankwo. Nkwa means life. For me to say cow means touch you. Cow, touch you. Ka means touch. Ka means drive. Ka means say. So life should say you. Life should touch you. Life should drive you. Nkwankwo. The town of Nkwankwo, life should touch you. Why? Because the device upon which their town is built is a device for life. You see, today you will pick up your phone and you will say, oh my God, my phone is a lifesaver. Why is my phone a lifesaver? Because I broke my leg and I was in the middle of nowhere and my phone had bars and I called. And I called for help and help came. My phone is a lifesaver. Well, I heard the people of Boom Boom Town were all dropping and dying. And when it was all said and done, it was discovered that the people of Boom Boom Boom, they weren't processing their foods well enough. So when they ate it, their bodies were not able to extract enough of the minerals and the vitamins the body needed. Thus they became deficient in so much that they started developing something called kwashiorkor, and this kwashiorkor was what was killing them. But now when the people who delve into medication delve into it, they discovered that was the place. And then they told them about the importance of the town of Nkwankwo. Of life should touch you, of life should drive you, of life should say you. And why the product that they produce, and why they don't actually concentrate on anything, because it's a big world and everyone needs this device from Nkwankwo. Because the device that Nkwankwo produces saves lives, puts you on the right route of life, puts you onto the route of becoming your own doctor. Why? You know what's going into your food. You research the herb and its properties and its qualities and its benefits before you put it in and grind it, before it goes into your soup. And then when you know you've introduced something different, you start to study yourself. Take pictures of yourself, take videos of yourself, take notes of yourself, little marks that keep appearing in yourself, little this. Or when I introduce these things into my diet, I notice a reduction in this. I notice my skin, I notice this. It is probably part of the 20% of you direct. You will find with Nkwankwo's device, slowly you will be able to direct pinpoint the exact 20% of flavors, of flavors that tickle your taste buds. Listen, you see, my food is the best in the world, but only for people who are on the same taste flavors as me. That's why your mom's food is the best, but not when I'm the one there. When you give me your mom's food, I might tell you it was nice, you get me, but when I turn around, you're going to know. You understand what I'm saying? It's not because your mom's food is not the best, it's because I'm not used to your mom's palate. Your mom may not like too much salt, I may like a lot of salt. Or I may not like a lot of salt, but there are certain things, like you notice certain people that don't eat a lot of salt, but I've noticed when you give them salty meat, so it's a delicacy, they will eat that because you need salt. This device for Nkwankwo, it makes sure that life does touch you rightly, that life does drive you rightly, that life does say to you, speak to you, because you speak through the mouth. And the Nkwankwo's device is solely directed to your mouth. As you're grinding away, that alone is exercise for the heart. What people don't know, that every part of your body has a nerve ending, that is attached to your heart, because that's the only how it will receive oxygen and blood flow to be alive. So when you're grinding away, you see you see people that have strokes, when they grab the bit you grab, the little thing you grab that looks like a bow tie, and then you're using it to grind. You see, this is good for people who have had stroke to try and do. It's also good for the prevention of getting stroke, because you're exercising those leads from that hand you're using that leads to the heart. You swap hands. This action can be very vigorous. You're grinding everything, but everything you're grinding, that you consider vegetation, that is actually a makeup of the 20% of who you are, or should be. So the hope was that you have discovered all the herbs that are part of your 20%, and that's what is in Nkwankwo products. And you're grinding away, and you're grinding away. And then when you finish, you're going to introduce it to either your soups, your whatever, but it's going to be fresh and you're going to consume it, and life has touched you. They call this place Nkwankwo. But I'm telling you, you see, my people, they're very stupid. They forgot their identity. They sold it. It's called Entong. Entong means don't sell, but they sold it. You see, when you take away asanka from your kitchen, you've sold your identity. When you take away apatoria from your kitchen, you've sold your identity. It's part of the 12 and tongue. It's part of that which you shouldn't sell. Why? Because it doesn't add any more poison to your food. It adds just goodness, the goodness of earth. The blenders add metallic residues to your food. And now plastic has been introduced. So now not only metallic residues, plastic residues to your food. You're poisoning yourself. There's no exercise in it. You're not helping your heart. You sold yourself, but you sold yourself to death. You sold life for death. Apatoria asanka. Let's get this. How are we gonna save Ghana? Understand this. You see asanka apatoria. What makes it special is the clay and how the clay bonds. How the clay bonds. How the clay bonds. So imagine I decide I'm coming to Ghana, and then I come to Ghana, and then I'm doing businesses and everything, and I'm seeing Ghana's problems. And Ghana's problems, listen carefully, is what? Ghana's problems is that there's too much potholes in Ghana, not enough roads, no good road infrastructure system, Listen carefully. No good road infrastructure system. Everything's broken, And I realized that, listen, you see, life has a route it takes to deliver its goodness to you. And for a country to be successful and for a country to be great, it has to create a route of life. And its route of life is its route where business comes in and leaves. So the road system is the root of life for every country. One of the things that I was investigating, and I thought I was going to be the leader, in discovering this, was one day I went to a place called Wager, the Wager River. I'm coming back to Nkwankwo, but this is why Nkwa has touched Ghana, because Nkwankwo has been touched by life, because they have been serving life, and it's time life served them, and life has responded. So what? I was doing an investigation, because you see in Nkwankwo they've been blessed with that soil, But there is another type of soil that I already knew was used for this. And when I was young, that soil is termite mound soil. So when you see the termite mound, yeah, you see the house they've built. What my people can do, or what some areas what they do, they go to the base of the termite mound and they collect that sand. Or sometimes termite mounds, they become dead and the termites vacate them. Now if you leave them, eventually they will rehouse them, but my people will go and take that and the termites will have to rebuild. Yeah, that sand, yeah, if you think about it, the comparison of the size of a termite to a human, that, yeah, is bigger than any skyscraper the human has managed to build today. It is the biggest wonder of the world, because look at the size of the animals that built the length and the height and the girth of what you see. I stood next to one, it was twice my size, reaching into the skies. But look at the size of the beings that build it. How is it so strong that it's able to withstand the strength of the wind? You see houses, human houses, sometimes flood washes them away. You see the termite mound, after the flood, not only is it standing, but you see the termites, they've created it so elaborately, there are pockets they can hide in for the flood to recede, and then they come back up alive. But you will find the mound still stood, and immediately as the sun hits, yeah, it will dry and solidify. How is this? Why is it so strong? You have to understand, they built it, so it's intentional. Manufacturing is intentional, just like Asanka Apatoria is intentional. The grooves, they're intentional. Each layer, each hole in a termite mound, intentional. Ventilation, this, that, from fire, from water, from air, from everything. But how is it so strong? Like the Apatoria, but even stronger than the Apatoria. I did my research, and this is my research. This is how my research led me to believing that I could possibly be the first man to give Ghana Apatoria roads that last as long as Asanka Apatoria, roads that last and are as durable and as strong as the termites mound. So I was doing my research and I went to this place called Wager. My friend works there, his name is Daniel, he was here yesterday. And next to his workplace is one of the biggest ones. So I went to study it. Not only did I study it, I also took samples of it, yeah, and I brought it home. And I made little putties with it. Yeah, dried it, caked like a rock immediately. Okay. I also did a few experiments. Like I wet it into a muddy consistency, but very wet, and then rubbed it all over my face. Yeah, like a mask. Yeah, and I realized it's a really good thing for your skin. It dries, and if you're under the sun, it protects you from the sun. It's a really good, listen, for white people, yeah, I realized, yeah, instead of putting in tanning lotion, yeah, listen very carefully. I will get the right consistency of this mud. I'll paint you all over, yeah, and I'll put you in the sun, yeah. Your skin won't bake. Listen carefully. The mud will bake. Yeah, the mud will bake. But when you take it off, yeah, you would have received the natural tan with color added. Why? Because you see this clay, yeah. If you apply it to your skin and you lay under the sun, because your skin, yeah, attains water, yeah. I'm telling you, a bit of the color of this soil, which is natural, yeah, will be attached to your melanin, your skin, whether you're black or white. And a continuous you're doing of it for white people will give you a nice bake. Yeah, like a bread that's been nicely baked. But get this, when you peel off the mud, your skin won't be like tomatoes underneath. So understand this. I then came up with a system, and the idea of the system was this. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I then did my research, and this is what I discovered. That you see the termites, before they will take the sand. It's normal sand. It's the same sand from that area. They will take it. They will play around with it in their little forelegs, yeah. But whilst they're doing that, they'll be pumping some juice from within their bodies into the sand. The human will be putting water and in some places a little bit of ash. Yeah, a little bit of ash and some other thing to hold it, to bond it. But the termites, they're using their own bodily secretions, their own bodily fluids. That is the cement they use, and then they'll attach it and they'll keep going. And when the sun hits it, when it dries, it's bulletproof. So I realized that the secret, listen carefully, is in the enzymes. And then not long after this, I managed to design something, which is, I said, oh, imagine, yeah, Ghana can have a factory that builds roads. Basically, this is what I said, yeah, we bake large sections of these blocks and we lay them down into our road network system, yeah, just like, so we level the road, we make the shape. Yeah, we have a standard size for our roads. So because we have a standard sizes for our roads, we just keep baking. Yeah, from one site and just transporting them around our country to fit. Yeah, to make the roads. But I said these roads will be like Asanka, like the Apotoria. Uncle Brains. I'm buying okra soup here. The 10 CD I'm using is the serial number is UY1246996. This place where we're buying the okra soup was really good, trust me. Hold on 1 second. Guide over I and I while I travel. El Shaddai. So I said, if we had a factory and we decided, like, listen, okay, there are different types of roads. There are roads that use heavy loads. So, and you can divert, because in England we say these cars go on these roads, these cars, and they'll tell you, listen, if your car is not meant to go, then you'll get stuck. But they do this intentionally because you want heavy goods vehicles to use the road built for that. So I said, yeah, you see these large slabs that we're baking, yeah, for those heavy used roads, thick, solid. For the lightly used roads, so the residential roads, you compact the earth, yeah, bake these things, yeah, to a reasonable size and put them on, will last. But then get this, yeah, whilst I was doing this research, yeah, one day, yeah, This is actually about the same day I went to the next about a few days later I went to wager again, yeah. And then when I came back, yeah, I saw caterpillars and everything in front of a road that's around my ends. And I'm like, what's going on? It so happens, yeah, they're making the road. Get this. It's an American company called Eco Road Systems. Yeah, an American company. But get this, the Ghanaian government went and brought this company in because this company builds American roads. But remember, the name is Eco Roads. Eco is talking about ecological. Yeah, so there is a safe road. But how is it a safe road? It just so happens, yeah, that these people are very friendly, and me, I'm nosy in it. And I'm already thinking about how to save Ghana's roads, and then the road company is around the corner, and I happen to get access to them. So next thing, I'm inviting them to my house, the bosses and everything. Or next thing, we're chilling, yeah. And I asked them, how are they building the road? And now the engineer, his name is David, yeah, David a Texan. He explained to me, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Watch. He explained to me, he said, well, during the Vietnam War, where America went to bully Vietnam, but then got bullied, yeah, the soldiers, yeah, when they were in the bushes fighting the Vietnamese, at first they hadn't realized how the Vietnamese were beating them. And it was very simple. The Vietnamese knew their country like the back of their hands, innit? So all they did was they dug tunnels everywhere. Yeah, you're coming, you're landing on their soil, and then you're walking, but they're underneath you. So every now and then the Americans will think they're making grounds and the Vietnamese are running here, and then all of a sudden they'll come under attack. And they don't even know where the fire is coming from. But they'll be cornered. But during these fire exchanges, one day, yeah, they realized that, hold on, if there happens to be a termite mound, yeah, if there happens to be a termite mound nearby, and you dive behind it, yeah, you are 90% likely to survive. Unless if a bomb is thrown into the situation. But as long as bullets are concerned, yeah, the termite mound is bulletproof. Yeah. So when David was explaining this to me, yeah, I had tears in my eyes. Because then I realized, yeah, that, hold on, my research has come to an end. Someone already knows what I'm researching. But I was happy. Because if you want to save someone's life and you discover that someone is already, yeah, capable of doing that, that should make you happy. So I was happy. Ghana was going to get Asanka roads, Apotoria roads, and Nkwankwo roads. Listen, I watched them doing this, yeah. The engineer, he located in Ghana where the best clay or where the best texture soil is. Why do they do that? They do that because the soil in Ghana, not everywhere in Ghana has soil that bonds. Every soil we have grows food, but some are loose, not all of it bond. So when you make a road on this soil, yeah, the road eventually cracks and breaks and comes apart. The road is not the asphalt on top, David tells me, yeah. The road is the base, just like I had suggested, just like I had thought, because I thought we were going to make roads in bricks, slabs, lay them down and put grooves on top, like the Asanka. But then David came up, yeah, or they have come up, because although the factory, we can still do this, yeah, it will create jobs, but David's one is actually faster, yeah. After the war with the Vietnamese, they actually studied, yeah, their system, yeah, and they went back and said, what is special about the termites mound? Yeah, and they said, okay, it's built by the termite. How does it build it? They said, okay, it takes its bodily fluids. They said, okay, how does it get its bodily fluids, and what is in its bodily fluids? They followed the termites and found out the termites' diet. Because whatever is in your fluid, it lives in your diet. So they studied the termites' diet and then find out the enzyme within the termites' diet. They, for 20 years, fought hard and they were able to recreate the enzyme. So now what they do, they will come, they will dig the road. If the soil is not the right consistency for bonding, they will locate the soil that is the right consistency for bonding. They will mix it to the soil that's available, but yet they will clear some of that soil away to a depth of about 600 centimeters. And then they will add this bonding soil to the soil that's available. They will turn it and turn it and turn it and turn it to make sure that the bonding soil, is everywhere. Then they will add the EcoRoad solution enzyme formula, which is a living enzyme because it's natural. They will then add it and mix it into this mixture. So up and down the road, they will be mixing it. After they've mixed it and made sure that the enzyme has gone into the road and into the soil, they will then use a compactor. Some of the heaviest cars in the world, because our roads will take heavy cars. They will then use some of these heavy cars to shape the road, because the road is meant to be dropping on the edges of each side so water can go in the gutters. Water is not meant to stay on top of the surface of the road, because if water stays on top of the surface of the road, it eventually works its way into the soil beneath the base, and this is what actually creates potholes. So the EcoRoad system, the solution, because the termites mound can withstand floods and still stand. Why? Because immediately this solution dries after the rain goes. So it doesn't allow water to seep deep into the crevices of the road. It's the same, the EcoRoad solution. It's a living enzyme. It reacts to water. So when it rains, the water, because the road has been properly done and curved right, sinks off it into the gutters. And if the gutters are right and and doesn't retain water and flows, this road can be guaranteed for up to 25 to 30 years before you even start any type of repairs. But understand this, because the system recognizes that the road is not the asphalt on top, but rather the base underneath. Because they recognize this, what this means is that they strengthen the base of the road to up to a 600 centimeter depth. So what you have is Ghana has a road that is an apotoria that's been turned on its back upside down. Strength, the backbone. That's been turned on its back upside down, and then just coated with a light coating of asphalt. You see, asphalt is petroleum based. It means it's very expensive. So Ghana are building pothole roads right now using loads of asphalt. But if the base of the road is built like the Asanka, like the Apotoria, like the Nkwankwo people build their device, like the termites build their mansions, their monuments, their wonders, like EcoRoad solution builds. If Ghana's roads were built like this, Ghana's let's say costs for asphalt will be reduced up to 35 to 70%, depending on what area. But certainly the bill for Ghana will be reduced to up to 75% or more. Because get this, Eco road system, they're not a massive big organization that comes in with 1 billion people like the Chinese do. No, 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 no. It's actually a team of people, of engineers, of scientists, of experts. They will come in, they will set up training schools, yeah, because it took them, yeah, 2 days on the job to train the people that built the 2 roads, the examples they built in Ghana. On the job training, they did it. So the idea is, they said they will come, they will build training facilities, meaning you will come, young man, young woman, you want to build Ghana, come, you'll be registered. Don't worry if you've ever built roads, and if you have built roads, then come, because certainly the jobs will be first available to you. You already have an experience, although bad practices, yeah, is what built you. Good practices will get you out. And their idea is to come and teach Ghanaians how to build proper roads, but teach Ghanaians a new way of returning back to their old ways. And then eventually, the experts of road building will come from Ghana, and all they want to do is sell us the enzyme. We build our own roads. So Ghana will build its roads, and the profits of building the roads will go to Ghanaians, not to Chinese. So the money that the government of Ghana takes out of its pockets from the people of Ghana who pay the taxes will then come back to the people who pay the taxes, so they can pay again. But Ghana will get its roots of life. Business, like it or not, will come. Business, like it or not, would leave. Why? Because the flow will be international to us, international from us to them. Nkwankwo, the town that was touched by Nane Nyame and gifted a device that will save Ghana, if only Ghana would listen.
If you're broken, I'll mend you, and I keep you sheltered from the storm that's raging on. Now I'm out of touch, I'm out of love. I'll pick you up when you get down. And out of all these things I've done,
My uncle, yeah, he called me yesterday. Yeah, he's in America. His name is Uncle Robert. Is his company. Yeah, he's Ghanaian. It's his company. So a Ghanaian wants to come to Ghana. Well, it's not his company. It is his partnership company. Yeah, partnership company. A Ghanaian has found, yeah, something that would save Ghana, and he happens to be the president's good friend. So him and the president, yeah, decided to come. The president said, okay, come and test it. Let me see if it works. He tested it. It worked. But you see, the road ministry, they realized that, hold on, you see this device, yeah, this Nkwankwo device, if it comes, yeah, our worth in the job we're doing will come into question. Why? Because the argument that arose with David was, when they came and they were doing the test, they went to the roads ministry and they were questioning the road ministry about, certain technical terms with roads, and they realized that the person in the road ministry who actually gives the report for either contracts to be accepted or not, he doesn't have a clue of how to build roads. Yeah, and then they asked him, yeah, what uni did he go to? He said he went to the University of, I believe, was it California, and he did road construction at the University of Road California, and that's where he earned his doctorate. But get this, upon research, because in life you have to do research, it's been discovered that he's not part of the alumni, one, and there's no such course that has ever been done there. He wrote a report The reports, yeah, it looked like a baby wrote the report. It looked like someone's degree final coursework. And even then, it would have got the person a pass. And this is a government report. But it's because they don't want the road. Because you see potholes. Yeah, potholes. They earn. Yeah, politicians, greedy politicians. Trillions and billions of pounds and dollars and cities a day. Why? Listen, we know how much it costs to build roads. So when there's potholes, we know how much it costs to fix potholes. So they will ask for that from the budget allocated for this. When they get it, they will give it to the assembly idiots, the assemblyman or woman. Yeah, they will give a tiny, like 100 cities to the assemblyman. The assemblyman will find 2 young boys starving in the local city. They will give them 20 cities and they will take a bucket and sand. Listen, sand. They build their castles on sand and bricks, and they'll go and sit there and they'll crack the bricks and put them in and fill it with sand, and then they will put it in the ministry's report, pothole fixed. So it's not in their interest to fix the potholes in Ghana, although Ghanaians think that the ministry wants to fix it. I'm telling you, my uncle says, yeah, I told my uncle yesterday, I said, uncle, please, yeah, in 2 years time, yeah, I can fight to become the president of Ghana, because I found a stipulation that you have to be 40 minimum, yeah. And I said to my uncle, you see, I'm telling you, yeah, I'm gonna enter you for the presidential race 2020, and you're going to have one manifesto only, yeah. You're going to fix the roads of Ghana. You're going to give Ghana a backbone that rivals all Western nations. You're going to make sure that they understand how can the land with everything, yeah, be a poor land. We got gold, cocoa, timber, rosewood, you name it, we've got it. Bauxite, carbuncle, topaz, emerald, sapphire, you name it. We're blessed. We're from the 12 tribes, the 12 and tongue. We're blessed. We have everything on our soil that's considered wealth. We have life. And we should be trading that life to enrich us even more. So why are we allowing the Chinese to come in to take it for free? Because why? Life hasn't touched us. Because greed is ruling us. Because evil people are ruling us. So I said to my uncle, I'm going to put you in for presidential running. And you're going to tell the people of Ghana, yeah, that if they want to be saved, yeah, you don't care if they elect you for another year. You just want 4 years to set a mandate to begin something, yeah, that no government can come and stop. You want to set a train into motion. That the government that comes on that reduces the bill for building equal roads, for building roads, Asanka roads, Apotoria roads, yeah, for building Ghana's infrastructure, the one that doesn't even look that way, yeah, will be impeached immediately. There are some things that Ghanaians need to have continuity of. Continuity of life, and Nkwankwo lives in our roads. It will come through the buildership of our roads. Listen, the difference between, yeah, someone getting up in England and saying I'm going on holiday, but in Spain, is because why? Listen carefully, in Spain, it's because it's cheap. Why is it cheap? It's cheap because the flight from Spain, from England to Spain is cheap. From Spain to England is cheap, but the flight from Ghana to England is expensive, and the flight from England to Ghana is expensive. So it's not going to be your first destination for holiday. But why is it expensive? It's expensive because not much business comes to Ghana. If a lot of business came to Ghana, a lot of flights will need to come to Ghana. Therefore, there will be a lot of competition in the flights industry. And if there's a lot of competition, yeah, the prices to fly from England to Ghana will be cheap. We have 253 miles. We have almost a mile per a day of the year of beachfront. We have sun. We're in the winter season, and I'm boiling hot because I'm English, and what they call cold here is summer for me. You understand what I'm saying? My people in England, they can still bask off naked right now. Ghanaians are wearing pullovers and jackets. I don't get them sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, yeah. Listen, it's cheaper here in Ghana to have fun. The city, yeah, doesn't have to get stronger than the euro or the pound or the dollar. Why? Because the city is about to see more action. And we're going to, listen, Ghana is going to be the first nation in the world, yeah, when my uncle comes on, which intentionally keeps its currency low. Why? Because your currency being high is a deterrent for business. Your currency and your tariffs being low, yeah, is an invitation for business. So we're going to invite more business, and it is going to give us more currency. And we're going to use our low currency, the city, to tell them, come, don't worry. We know we sound like we're broke, but we have it all. We have it so much that we're willing to give it to you cheap. But the roads, it's the roads that will achieve this for us. Without the roads, they can come on holiday, but they can't access all the sites. They can't go and see the town of Nkwankwo and be inspired and buy their Apotoria or their Asanka. They can't go and see Kumasi. They can't go and see Volta region. Yeah, why? Because it's hard. It's difficult. It's sweltering. Transportation is bad. Roads are dangerous. People die every day. Nkwa has not touched Ghana's roads. Nkwa Nkane. But when life touches it, when Nkwa Eka Ghana, they will come in the floods. I know my friends, man. Listen, me, yeah, 90% of my friends are white. And I know how they love the sun. And I want to invite them over and show them, yeah, the land of many, the land of plenty. You understand what I'm saying? You see, when my uncle is president, yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, you will have jobs, the youth. Why? Because we're going to fix the roads. So you will have jobs. When the roads are fixed, you will have jobs. Why? Because business will come in. You see your moms and dads, they will have jobs. Industries that you haven't thought of will open, that need the elderly, that need experience. When the roads are open, you can get to school safely. When the roads are open, yeah, the schools will improve. Business will improve. Even if it's just water you're selling, yeah, you will make more money. Your water, yeah, will be ice chilled. You will sell them faster and get over and done with. Whatever you're selling, it will get comfortable. You'll become ingenuitive because tourists are coming in. So even if it's fruit you're selling, yeah, the technology for your fruit to be wrapped up neatly will be easily available. With business coming in, money's coming in, it's coming into your house as well, into your house. And you can also be I'm telling you, Nkwankwo, formerly known as Nkwankwo. I'm telling you, yeah. If we want, yeah, our kids to learn, yeah, from experience, and we have to let experience work. Our presidents, they've all lived abroad. They've all lived abroad. They know what abroad looks like. Yeah, they say, oh, everyone in their country wants to go to abroad trade, and they don't see that that's a shame. It's a shame because you are the leader of a nation which its youth, its youth are crying to leave. Its protectors are crying to leave, and you're not ashamed. It means you're not a leader. I'm telling you, see my uncle, yeah, he manages. Listen, we have, yeah, families abroad. Yeah, we have families abroad, family members. My dad, yeah, I came to assist him, yeah, my dad, to do for him to help my dad open businesses, not just one. So he was meant to, yeah, by himself, because trust me, yeah, I'm not helping him in it. But this guy was managing to run, yeah, a construction company. So we're controlling builders, yeah, and then other little companies on the side. Different, you should see. I'm not helpful at all. 1, 2, yeah. Then my auntie in America wanted to open a business. She has no one she can trust but us. So she comes, but get this, it's really my uncle. You know why? Because I'm not helpful like that. Yeah. So my uncle's now running another business. I'm helping where I can. Yeah. In what do you call it? In 18th Junction, the 5th business. These are 5 books, accounting books he takes care of. Different employees he takes care of. Different background, different skill sets, because different work skills. Listen, this guy is a hat trick. He's everyone's pleased. Everyone's pleased. Because everyone's getting what they requested for. Honesty and truth. But you see what they don't see. I see him when he's collapsed. I see him when he's lying on the floor, yeah, and he can't get up. I've seen him when he's sat in the chair, yeah, and he can't get up because he's finished the books of this one and he needs to do the books of this one. Yeah, and this one is requesting for this, and this one is requesting for this, and this one's requesting for that, and this one's requesting for this, and he's fulfilling all their requests. And I'm there watching him. My uncle is always employing the youth to come and build in our construction company. But get this, he's a taskmaster. Yes, he gives them a job and he stands on them. He gives them a job and he tells them get it done and get it done right. Listen, they say, listen, there's one boy called Peter. He said, you know what? Uncle Prince, he will stand on top of you, yeah, and he will get you to do the job, yeah, but he will never play around with your pay. You get the job done and your pay will be sorted out for you. Listen, let me tell you, yeah, my uncle, yeah, listen, we're foreigners, we've been out, yeah, so get this, listen, if he was president for 1 year, he will put certain things into place that no government, yeah, can take away. With Ghana having roads, it means Ghana will have money. Listen, if you don't have a job, yeah, and if you're a certain age, we will have job centers. You can go and look for certain jobs. If you don't have a job and you're a certain age and you've gone beyond the let's say the pension age, and if Ghana had been right in the first place, you should be enjoying pension. You don't. We will make funds for these type of people. I know there's a lot of you. But we have to make some kind of funds for it. We will get you registered and put you into the system. We'll make funding for you. It's called social welfare, where taxes take care of those less privileged. We will allow, yeah, schools, public schools, yeah, to open businesses that will be ecologically and economically tied to the school. But get this, one of the businesses is called ABC Waters, where this company is going to make water called ABC Waters. But in each region, The public schools will receive their badges upon which each water. These public schools will be the sole distributors of that water with their badge on it. And each school will serve its local community. So if the local community want their kids to receive good education, so the kids don't grow up to become, they're hell raisers later, Why would you buy anyone's water? You buy the kids' water. The money goes back to the schools. It's non-taxable because it's part of their education. You see the business. The way I've designed the system is that the kids actually run the business. So they will use it as a economic lesson. But every child will have the opportunities, a rotation system, to be said to have managed a company. So they will have that experience already. But the company, the ABC School Waters, which is actually my dad's company. I'm basically, my dad wants to build a water company, and I thought it would be a good idea, for him to only distribute to the schools. The school kids will buy their own water and drink it, so the money stays in their own pot. Their parents will buy the kids' waters, so the money stays in their kids' pot. The local neighborhood who don't want thieves will buy their kids' water, so the kids don't, terrorize them. The money will be used, to buy equipment for the school, to furnish the schools, whilst waiting for the government to refund, because every penny taken from this fund, to do up the school, the system will be set up for the government to refund, because that money, get this, that money is actually being created as a side pot for these type of students. Watch. In Ghana here, so far, for the next 10 years, we're going to have really impoverished families until the system takes hold. And this means there are going to be kids who will lose a dad or a mom, single parent households. Sometimes 2 kids, no mom. Sometimes 2 kids, no dad. All of a sudden, life drops. You see the money raised from the selling of this water and the ABC School Waters drink system, which only goes through the kids, This pot will be freely available. Its accounts will be seen by each parent who goes to the school, and is only accessible, when needed. So the headmaster cannot take their pay out of it. The teacher's pay cannot come out of it. That's coming from the government. But if a child, loses a family member like a mom or a dad, immediately, the school, we have a standard gift package, that I will come up with, Immediately the school uses some of this money to get this gift package. It will be for the first month's supply of food, water. It will have vouchers in there as well, because it's not everything they may have storage space for. But it will have things like rice and things that last long, and vouchers to get the things that and immediately, the grief is not marred by poverty. So we've alleviated that. The 4 weeks, which adds up to a month, these people can concentrate on what they're going to do. If the situation is so bad that even burial is a problem, the school can get involved again. That's what this fund is for. If there's a child, and you see this kid, these kids, the school will provide them with 3 meals a day. It's all based on the income of the family. Okay, there's a kid. He has both parents, but they're broke. And the kid is suffering. My uncle wants to make it, So it's mandatory that every public school, at the beginning of the year, each kid gets 1 uniform. And in the middle of the year, gets the second uniform. 2 uniforms. 1 at the beginning, one in the middle. But your parents now, the ones they buy you, plus these 2, would last you, and you will always look neat. My uncle also wants to create a shoe company, for making a standard shoe and also a standard pair of trainers. So a standard pair of shoes and a standard pair of trainers. and a standard pair of flip-flops and slippers. And get this, every kid that goes into school not only receives a standard pair of Ghana-made shoes, flip-flops, and trainers, yeah, but by doing this, even if your parents don't have much to afford this for you, these trainers, there won't be any stupid trainers. They will be made, ingenuitively made, here in Ghana with the best technology. You can buy them in the shops for the adults, but for the school, you initially get one for free. So even if your parents can't buy two more to add to it, Ghana has your back. And if that destroys and the school doesn't like seeing its students all filthy, they will use some of this income generated from selling water to support the kids in this system. We have reached one. We have reached ABC. We have reached 10. We have reached the first cycle. It's time to harvest it. My uncle's name is Prince Charles Ni Nate. He's a Kan. He's Gan. He's Ewe. He's a Novna. He won't speak a Kan to you. He'll speak Twi to you. He won't speak a Kan to you. He'll speak Fanti to you. He won't speak Ewe to you. He'll speak Ewe to you. He won't speak God to you. He will speak God to you. He won't speak Krobo to you. Listen, he speaks almost every language under the sun in Ghana here. He's your man.
Chapel all night, Saturday night you will clap in the middle. Area Mortons, amen, show can Google caps in the morning. As a ship in the other Bible, the bay, no Crawford say Nara, so just snap in the bay. Into girls in the other chapel, walk by no brother, one as soon as clap or bay. Into Yamasumpa, na Erisumia, Bisawunia. Nabisa wasu mudanya mesumpa na yerisumia na unya fumwenzi mvenchani ya mesumpa na yerisumia that's a robin kunda plastic ya mesumpa na yerisumia misate mbuda pa edanya me beba physical na so one consider pasa and shana heaven when yenipa no crown no also a suffering sumo wanka sika summing to chapel and halfway sumo wamba on sumo wambo I won't put on the things fall apart Eka was anointed men touch chapel you was school supa that's the members they want to me for copy in Yamisumpa na Erisumia.
And then the president of Ghana is all talking about building cathedrals. It's the first thing Prince Charles will take away. Why? Because Nanenyame doesn't want a cathedral built in his honor. He wants the children of Ghana to be safe. He says there's enough churches built in Ghana. He says, yeah, he wants life prevented from death. He wants life to be put onto the route of life. And to be put onto the route of life, the roads have to be made safe for the kids. And this will bring in business that will make enjoyable for the kids. It will bring in friends, foreign friends, like Franklin or Olivia can come down and meet Ghanaian kids. Like Ghanaian kids can go down too and meet them too. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Nanenyame wants. Not a cathedral. They've got a cathedral everywhere in the world. Why do we need one here? But everywhere in the world that has a cathedral, first build the roads. They first build the roads. So at least let's build the roads first. But if Prince Charles comes on, yeah, he's taking away, yeah, the cathedral first thing. And he's spending that money on building the Nkwankwo route for Ghana. Putting Ghana back on the route of life. I love you. The time is 2:15. The date is the 3rd of January 2020. They say you have to be 40 to become a president. 20 plus 20 is 40. The time is here. You do. I was given 10 to give to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do. My people will say, listen. So when we get to 10 and they say do, yeah, do you know what 11 is? Yeah, because you've reached one cycle. So then they start the second cycle, yeah, but the second cycle will be reached 1. So you've reached one cycle from 1 to do, and then to start the second cycle will be what? Well, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, and the second cycle will be do baako. So reached 1, do mienu, reached 2, do miensa, reached 3, do a 9, reached 4, all the way to 9. So reached 9, and then they'll go do mienu. So you've reached 2. So now you're 2 years old. So do reach, do mienu 2. So when we're saying you're 20, you've only just reached 2. So when we're saying you're 100, you've only just reached 10. When we're saying you're 200, you've only just reached 20. When we're saying you're 300, we've only just reached 30. When we're saying you're 400, you've only just reached 40. When we're saying you're 500, you've only just reached 60. When we're saying you're 600, you've only just reached 60. 700, 70, 800, 80, 900, 90, 1,000 years old, 100 years old. You're 10 years old. But if you're 1,000 years old, you're simply 100 years old. When you're 100 years old, it means in Hebrew archaeology T993, you are 1,000. God bless you. Anansi. I'm watching Anansi the movie. Love you guys. Good morning. Talk soon.